Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
It's the captain here. Go fetch yourself a beer. Don't you shed a tear. 'Cause Asshole Consulting is here. So, somebody come up with a jingle for me. Otherwise, there'll be lame ones like that I just make up on the fly. Aaron, I hope this further clarifies the question. Remember, if you're not clear, I charge you extra. Does the government play any role in forcing people to be inoculated for serious illness such as polio and schizophrenia to prevent serious illness or other damage from affecting other people? Would you let parents choose whether or not to vaccinate their children using private insurance? Alex, I don't care who gets them inoculated as long as they're inoculated. So I would prefer private insurance. I prefer the government simply make a mandate saying, you got to get your kids inoculated and you're going to pay for it because they're your kids. And why should we have old Aaron Clary pay extra money because he didn't have no kids, it ain't his kids. And we wouldn't want any of you women to be dared to be accused of being dependent, not independent. Because you're essentially living off of people who don't have children to subsidize you. So I would prefer to be private insurance. But if the question that you're asking is, do I think the government has a right to tell parents to get their kids inoculated? And yes, I do. And I know I've just gotten a bunch of freedom, libertarian-loving people's tits in a bundle, and I am a libertarian. This is one thing where I'll disagree. Simply because this is a public good, and you do have crazy. You know, if it was one thing, religion, teaching your kid crazy religion, I don't care, fine. The kid's gonna grow up to be screwed up and hate your guts later on. But the kid is not going to pose really any threat to other people. Now, when you have communicable diseases, now other people's lives are in danger, and that is a good, moral, legitimate, legal call as any, to have the force of the state come in and say, no, you're going to end. By the way, we're calling Child Protective Services. This recent dust-up, which I don't pay attention to because I heard Jenny McCarthy was in it, and I'm like, hey, you know, I jerked off to you in the 90s because you had a nice set of tits back in the 90s. And that's all that this poor woman has really provided to society. And then she started talking out of her mouth. Pretty girls, when they talk, nothing really good or intelligent comes with it, but she was kind of like one of the epitome, the spokesperson, the representative, whatever, of this group where I'm not getting the vaccinations reading, that's how it's causing autism. And yeah, because, you know, polio is a lot worse than autism, and there's no science backing it up. These are people who are sick and disgusting, who rather use their children to get their jollies off and their egos off, using them as a crusade instead of actually loving and caring for their children. No different than you hear about this occasionally, about once a year, once every 2 years. These dipshit people from my generation and younger will raise their child without protein. They'll have them on a 100% pure vegan diet, and the infant dies. It's like that. They obviously don't give a shit about the children. They give a shit about their own ego and their own fucked up religion. And so there's a lot of sad, boring, pointless, worthless humans out there who really aren't going to contribute shit to society. And now they got their thing. Oh, look, I'm against... Pick your crusade. Animal cruelty. It's like, yeah, well, who's for animal cruelty? What is the no vaccines? It's unlimited. I'm too tired to really worry about. But anyway, that's the underlying psychology of what's going on with those people. Like, I don't dare vaccinate my children. They'll get the herpes hippies, dino AIDS, and you'll be like, what? And then they spread it, and unfortunately, other kids can. Other adults, everyone. Just because they're smaller humans doesn't mean that they're not transferable with diseases. And that's it, yeah. Government should come in. Yeah, and if you're not vaccinating kids, you shouldn't have them. You really shouldn't have them. Best of luck to all of you. Toodles.